Rita Dairit, and this is Buhay Parang Life, where we discuss issues about this thing called life. Thank you, my dear viewers, for tuning into this episode. I invite you to please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page, and to download the Faith Watch app on your mobile device. We read and value your comments, so please feel free to write down your comments and suggestions below. This is part 3 of my interview with the dashing, intelligent, rogationist priest, Father John Francis Aberion. Maraming salamat, Father Francis. Nandito ka ulit. Part 3.
Thank you po. Thank you so much po, Tita, and to our viewers. Thank you for having me for our part 3.
Dami naming natututunan, Father. Nung una, yung boto ng Katoliko, and then part 2 is the social teachings of the Church, which we should remember, no, as we discern our vote. Father, kaming mga lay, parang kung minsan hinihintay din namin ang mga bishops, hinihintay namin ang kaparian na tulungan kami mag-discern. In a way, naghihintay rin kami kung sinong i-endorse nyo, sino ba yung tama naming iboto. Okay ba yon na parang inaasahan namin kayong mag-suggest sa amin kung sino ang aming iboboto?
Okay. Like I said previously, I made mention of the importance of lay empowerment and their direct involvement sa politics. No, I would like to re-emphasize again what I have said previously, na yung mga nitty-gritty details ng ating secular society can already be handled by the lay. Parang no need for us to intervene even on those details, no, as if parang we are already dictating kung ano yung iisipin ninyo, kung ano yung aamuyin natin, kung ano kakainin natin. Parang it's no longer our turf. That's why we can release guidelines. We can release as what we expect of the bishops to release, no? Kasi kamakailan lamang nagkaroon sila ng plenary assembly, 123rd plenary assembly sa CBCP. They organized that one, and most lay groups are expecting that one, no? They are expecting na makapag-release ng guidelines ng simbahan. But just by the use of common sense, by the way, just by the use of common sense, kung alam na natin ang katotohanan na proven siya na ganito ang ganito, why do I still need to vote for him or for her? Parang ganon. May track record siya na hindi for public service, and yet we're still voting. So what does that tell us? Diba? So we are relying on the lay to be the one to use the method, the offer of our method, in applying it in deciding for the nitty-gritty details of our society, such as the politics. No? We have to admit kasi kaming mga spiritual leaders, mga ministers, meron din kaming limits as regards to the discernment. Like for example, yung mga cross-referencing ng mga batas. So medyo hindi na yata namin turf yan yung mga specifics pagdating sa business, kung ano yung mga dapat isipin, ano yung dapat mga dokumentong isasabihin, ano dapat mga ganyan-ganyan. So hindi na namin kaya yan in general. Though there can be some who are competent on that level, pero in general, we are not base trained for that one. Hindi yan ang base training namin. We have been trained for philosophy and theology, but that's it. Yung mga pang business admin po, hindi kami trained sa ganyan. We are relying on the advice of the lay people as well.
Oo.
So Father, it becomes a dialogue.
Yeah. Ano ba ang sabi sa canon law on the role of the clergy on partisan politics? For the sake of our viewers, kasi di ba bata ka pa kasi, baka hindi mo inabot si Cardinal Sin na very vocal siya sa mga ganyan.
That was I think I have read that case and I have that lived through kasi that era . And when he invoked Canon 287 and Articles 1 and 2, by the way, On-invoke niya yung
Nakaano,
sama kasi, yes, kasi severe. Severe na yung situation. He thought it was severe during that time. So
Okay.
kapag severe na sitwasyon, he is actually requiring, no, by the requirement of the common good and the protection ng rights ng simbahan. So he has that capacity, he has that competent authority na kami, if I would be during the time of cardinalcy, to also abide by that one. What kind of severity? Maraming namamatay. And a lot of atrocities are happening at the time. The
Alright.
economy is, according to data, the economy is really plunging down. As early as the time, correct me if I'm wrong po, Tita, I think the Philippines at that time is already incurring debt, no,
Yes,
nationwide
yes.
debt. Meron ng
Oo.
mga ganong kaso. So there are also many other things, but certainly siguro dahil sa marami ng napapatay, maraming mga atrocities na nangyayari, that's why he had to invoke it nationwide.
Oh, okay. So ngayon, Father, so you are saying, as per canon law, kung severe cases lang, otherwise you are not allowed, am I using the correct term,
For
allowed
for
to
endorsement,
participate, not to endorse.
let's categorize it po, endorse. Kasi this has been, uh, the stand of the church has been made clear, no? To participate in upholding the rights of people is part of also of our duty. Hindi
Okay.
lamang po ng lay, part of our duty. But which kind of participation, in which manner, sa paanong paraan kami magpa-participate. Kasi itong dalawang articles kasi ng canon law natin, as from my previous consultations also, we have to consider na we are also spiritual leaders, and by spiritual meaning we have to preserve that being point of unity within the community, no, being point of
Right.
unity within the community. So if we endorse, we simulate, no, if I endorse somebody, no, endorse na, oh, ito boto nyo, parang ganyan, even in the mass I would even preach that one, no, parang ganun, that's tantamount to endorsement. So yung sa mga nagde-decide pa at hindi pa makapag-decide ng maigi, or nakapag-decide na sila with a candidate that is different from mine, baka they might inhibit, no, themselves in asking help from me, or asking advice from me, no, I am supposed to give them a criteria, a set of rules,
Right.
no, guidelines to follow, parang something ganon. Yun ang inaalala ko, kasi inhibit, baka mag-inhibit sila. So dapat open pa rin ang pari for somebody na pwedeng pagkatiwalaan ng council, no,
Right.
pagkatiwalaan ng guidelines for that instance. Pag nag-endorse ako, it might, I'm not saying na absolute ito, it might invalidate my capacity of providing guidelines. Though as a citizen, I can tell them whom am I whom I have chosen. Sino yung pinili ko. Pwede kong gawin yun. Pero
Kasi botante
ay,
ka.
kasi
Kasi as a citizen, botante ka.
kasi botante ako. So
Botante
I
ka.
am also part of I am also Filipino citizen. No?
Correct.
So I have to tell them whom I have chosen, kung sino pinili ko. Pero kailangan kong i-explain sa kanila yung process of discernment ko. Kung nahihirapan ang mga ang mga people natin on how to set the things na para sa pari at para sa isang citizen, why don't we read the article of Bishop Valentin Dimok? He is the apostolic vicar of Bontoc, Lagawen. He posted that one na meron siyang piniling candidate, and he explained to those followers of his account kung bakit yun ang pinili niya, which in my discernment, yun ang process of discernment that we are looking for every minister, when they express their choice. No, it's not endorsement, it's a choice. It's their choice. Endorsement kasi you might already be coercing people to follow what you have chosen. No? Na kapag hindi mo pinili, you're damned to hell. Parang ganon. So yun po ang kwan ng endorsement. Yun ang kaiba ng endorsement sa choice. It's my
Kaya,
personal choice but it depends on you. Parang ganon.
kaya nga ba po ba tayong Katoliko sa Pilipinas, iba-iba ang boto natin? Wala talagang solid Catholic vote in the country.
Because we trust one's conscience, we do not force, kasi when we force consciences there is no learning there. It's even a violation of human rights. It's even a violation of human freedom. Kasama talaga yan, it's part and parcel talaga.
Pwede ko
So
ba
we
itanong,
don't subscribe
Father?
to black voting. Yes po.
Pwede ko bang itanong, Father? For example, for a congregation like you, do you have a single vote? Meron
As
ba kayong,
far as-
ito ang iboboto natin? Kasi di ba we know that in other faith, sa ibang simbahan, merong boto sila. Meron ba kayong ganun as a congregation sa Pilipinas?
Well, tita, first thing is I am not the right person to tell kasi we have a structure command structure that we follow. So we have the provincial superior and also the councils. We have also our superiors as well. I could only go as far as saying that we also undergo the process of discernment. Lahat kami naiintindihan namin ng process of discernment. And when we express it either in our social media accounts, whether as individual rogations or as a common rogation, it depends. That's part of our common discernment. That's discernment. We are not coercing people. Let me point this one out. We are not coercing people. Even when we make a stand, it does not mean that we are forcing other people to subscribe to our opinion. We are just telling them that this is the process that we have undergone. Yun po ang mahalaga. If ever kung ang aming congregation ay i-issue ng statement. Pero so far I have not seen yet. But as I have said, I am not the right person to tell. Kung meron mang mailalabas, then I will follow suit.
Father, you spoke of social media. Ang dami-daming, everything now is in social media. Kung kandidato ka, dapat nasa social media ka. I think napanood ko sa news na parang yung mga YouTube channel ng mga kandidato, dapat yata naka-register pa yan sa COMELEC or what. May social media and therefore, dahil lahat nasa social media, paano mo malalaman yung tunay na news or alam mo naman ang buzzword ngayon, fake news, troll. Pwede nilang gamitin, di ba, na sinabi ni ganit ng CBCP o ng bishop na ito o ng parish priest nyo na ito ang dapat nating iboto. Paano natin malalaman kung totoo nga yun o baka fake news? Kasi parang ang daming na-fake ngayon. Dati bag lang ang na-fake eh. Ngayon pati balita na-fake.
Pati balita na-fake na.
Sobrang dami. How do we know and how do we protect ourselves from fake news?
Well, that's a good question, Tita, and I think that's a relevant question for all of us to address upon.
Oo.
And I think magandang i-address yan in a more serious way kasi apparently it's not enough to just tell them don't subscribe at a face value just because itong celebrity na ito ay maganda or gwapo does not mean that he or she holds the truth. We still have that responsibility of knowing deeper, of digging deeper. We have to dig deeper kung ano punot dulo ng bagay na iyon. If merong magsasabi na, Father, ang hirap-hirap kasi ganyan, I don't have time for that one. So,
Oo nga,
una sa lahat,
Father, oo.
okay, una sa lahat, sasabihin ko sa kanya na kung gusto, may paraan. Kung may excuse, kung ayaw, maraming excuses, maraming dahilan. Okay, so I normally repeat that one. Kung gusto, may paraan. Kung ayaw, may dahilan. No? Kung gusto mo naman talaga, talaga magse-set aside ka talaga ng ng oras mo in order to dig deeper to the to the heart of the matter, to the root of that fake news. Secondly, I would normally go to the easier, I would say easier method that can help a person dig deeper. No? Ano yung easy, one of the easier methods is to go to Google and type how to combat fake news. Paano kalabanin ang fake news? There are a lot of credible articles that will already appear.
Oh,
That is already that is already good. Even infographics, just go to images sa Google. Once you search how to combat fake news, ang daming madadaling nilalabas doon sa
Oh.
Yes,
But Father, before how to combat, how to spot muna.
how
Meron
to
bang
spot.
easy way? Oo, paano malam? Ay, fake news yan. May guide. Meron bang ano?
One of the things na ini-spot ko lagi when it comes to spotting fake news, thank you for leading me that one, is when your emotions are engaged. When your emotions become raging or anger, if it incites anger on you, then that's a fake news.
Pag yung
No?
nagalit ka
Secondly,
sa
kapag
post,
napapatawa ka na, and when you correlate data na it does not jive, so that's fake news. Yes, that's one. Many studies were saying na kapag ang fake news na engage ka to an objective thinking, yung tamang pag-iisip, no, yung tama at calm na pag-iisip, then perhaps probably that one is a fake news. Second thing is, for example, the use of previous articles, no?
okay.
The use of previous articles na it was correct during that time, and then you still repost it now as something that is correct, but times are changing and persons are also changing.
So hindi
Diba?
na
So
hindi
that
na
cannot,
totoo 'yon.
hindi na totoo yun. Na dahil true dati, maaaring hindi na true ngayon. Na porket dati marami siyang projects na nagawa, and then later on merong something wrong na ginawa ang isang public servant, does not mean na it will make him innocent throughout. He has to be judged in his entire stint, no, in his entire years as a public servant.
Aha, oo. So dapat checkin mo rin kung kailan na-publish 'yun.
Kailan na-publish, whether it incites anger or hatred on you. When it makes you laugh so much, when it makes you laugh so much that it makes your objective thinking clouded, no?
Talaga pag
May mga ganon.
Okay.
Our
Alright.
emotions are also check and balance. They are also indicators on what is going on. So hindi lang punta kang ginawa ng Panginoon, kundi emotions din. They are good indicators.
Alright. So yun, pag naiinis ka, natatawa ka, o galit na galit ka, pwede.
Mabilis ka mainis, gano'n?
Mabilis ka
Oh,
mainis.
yes.
Pag pinost, so malamang troll yun.
Maramang troll po yun.
So, how then do we combat? Napansin mo na, fake news ito. Paano ba natin mako-combat at ano ituturo natin sa mga anak natin na, uy, fake news yan. Kailangan ganito ang gawin nyo.
Okay. Napakaganda pong question yan. I think the parents have a key role, no, in helping their children, and also teachers as well. Parents and teachers have to work hand in hand.
Okay.
And yes, they have to work hand in hand kasi they have a direct interaction with the young people, with the children.
Yes.
So it's important na, for example, pagdating sa school pa lang, yung mga PTA sana, it's about more on combating fake news, helping young children detect or spot on, gaya po ng nabanggit nyo, spot on yung mga fake news and how to combat it. So, maraming levels, and I would begin with that one, family. Magsimula tayo sa family. Families can do a lot. if the family is well informed, if the family is well empowered, ano po yan, it will spread like a virus. It will become it will spread across other levels of other society.
So you are suggesting, Father, kailangan halimbawa kaming mga magulang, pinag-uusapan namin with our children kung ano yung mga possible fake news at ano yung mga totoong balita.
Yes. As simple as, oh anak, ano ba yung binabasa ko sa sa internet ko? Ano ba yung kiniklik mo dyan? As simple as that, makialam tayo.
Makialam.
Makialam tayo. It's not because we are being pakialamero, but because we want to know what's in the mind. And I think if you are parents of young children, you can also be parents of mature adults. Hindi ko natatapos yan. So everything starts with the family.
All right. And then anong second level, Father?
Second level is yung conferences. Kailangan may mga workshops from both of the religious and the lay sector. Kailangan may masustain yung momentum. Because whenever there is an original post, pag sa Facebook, halimbawa, there is a Facebook page natin, then you start a video, then marami kang followers. Yung original post po ninyo is a multiplier actually. It becomes a multiplier. Lalo na kapag halimbawa engaging yung workshop ganyan, at hindi lang dapat isa, dapat continuous yan, dapat nga every week.
Oh, parang
yung
mga
magandang
webinars,
initiative.
ganun.
Yes, dapat nga mga webinars na simula ngayon na nagsisimula ang campaign, no?
Oo.
Campaign period. Dapat every week merong talakayan, merong discussion.
May talakayan.
Yung ganito yung dialogue, conversation,
Right.
ganon. Not simply a lecture. A lecture can help. Pero yung, for example, yung maririnig ng kapwa-lay nila kung paano sila nag-decide, that can be a good one. Ministers can also be invited, and yung sa mga kayang magsabi ng kanilang choice, they can do so. But they have as well to provide yung process of discernment. That's how we combat fake news. Not only videos, but also infographics. So, sustain natin yung momentum. Let's sustain the momentum. Hindi lang once a month. Hindi lang pag gusto ko din saka tayo baba natin. Kasi parang ano yan eh, we support one initiative from another, parang ganon. Parang ganito po, we make follow-ups.
Oo.
Yung kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng episodes, we make follow-ups. That's a good initiative to sustain the momentum.
Okay, so Father, you suggest na yan ang continuing webinar. How else can we spot fake news?
Another one is to check your biases. No? Check your biases. Kung ano yung halimbawa na nasa isipan mo about this particular candidate, how do you look at him? No? Do you look at him as someone who can really serve? No? Kapag nakikita mo yung mga balita tungkol sa kanya, are you looking at this particular news as something na related sa kanya? And if it is something that is proven sa kanya, are you ready to sort of give up for the sake of righteousness, for the sake of the common good?
Oh,
Which is sometimes mahirap. Mahirap sa maraming Filipinos. Maraming levels, maraming areas. Sometimes dahil ka-region ko siya, I think on the first episode you may mention na dahil kapit-bahay ko siya, dahil ka-conflicts ko siya, so that also follows suit. It can further enhance yung bias natin dun sa tao, and it can hamper our objective thinking.
if I may share, Father, kasi syempre nasa family and life advocacy ako. So ako
Okay po.
talaga, top of mind ko when I look at candidates is their stand on the bills na pinaglalaban namin. Yung mga pinaglalaban namin na wag maipasa ang divorce, wag maipasa ang SOGI
Yes.
bill. So I am biased kapag ang sinabi ng kandidato na ipapasa ko ang divorce, ipapasa ko ang SOGI bill pag ako ang binoto mo. So, pero nakikita ko na parang siya yung for the common good. So
So it's not a
what do
bias.
I do? What do I do with my bias?
Well, it's not anymore technically biased in the sense of the fake news, but it's an informed bias, which is better. No? Uninformed bias. Kasi let's also accept it na may kanya-kanya talaga tayong biases. But there are biases na very malakdaw, very shallow ang reasoning. At meron din namang bias na informed bias, educated bias. Okay yon. So
Okay.
when you were telling me na I vote for this candidate because he promises to not to pass these two bills, the divorce bill and then the SOGI bill.
Yes.
So that is an informed bias, which falls under the pursuit for the common good. So it's not a bias that is against the common good, but it's bias against the common good is halimbawa alam mo na yung totoo, you already know the truth, and then you still settle for the lesser good criteria or that tawag doon, very shallow criteria. You have already arrived at a conclusion and yet you still voted for the other. So that's a bias that is already a disservice for the common good.
Okay. So, all right, Father, as we end this program, ano ang final word mo for the Filipino Catholic voter on their decision-making process and how to handle or discern genuine news?
Una sa lahat po, and if I may summarize it in one word, makialam. Makialam tayo. Makialam, it's not because na we want to force people to decide on the nitty-gritty things of another's life, but makialam because I want to know so that my vote will be a conscientious vote. Will be a vote that comes from the gospel. Will be a vote that is in accordance with the mind of Christ, no? Na when we profess as Christians, napakahalaga na yung boto natin ay galing din sa isip ni Kristo. Like I said, maraming helps. Kung I would say it again, kung gugustuhin, may paraan. Kung ayaw, maraming dahilan. At sana kung ano ang dasal, siya ang asal para ang ating boto ay banal.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Father. Tandaan po
Thank you so
natin,
much po.
makialam.
Makialam.
Thank you, my dear viewers, for watching. This is Rita Dairit reminding you today, haba-habaan po ang pasensya sapagkat ang buhay parang life.